Hey y'all, Austin here with Outer World Media. Welcome back to another weekly update. Hope y'all are enjoying the last little bit of summer that we have here, guys. As y'all know, if you've seen the last few videos I've done, it's already fall/spooky season here in my house. We decorated for Halloween and whatnot this weekend, so that's always fun. It is a little weird though decorating for Halloween when it's like 108 degrees outside. I will give you that. So hopefully y'all are staying cool wherever you're at and you're not having to suffer through 100 plus degree weather like those of us. But hey, you know what, that kind of weather makes it great to stay indoors and read, and I did a decent amount of that this week. I'm not gonna lie, there were about 2 or 3 days that I didn't read. I had family in from out of town and whatnot, so I didn't get the chance to read a whole lot when they were here. But you know what, I think I still made a pretty good dent in a couple of these books. But you know what, let's get straight into it, guys. We're gonna start off with, what have I been reading? Well, I've been reading The Bourne Identity. I'm about a little over 200 pages in, 208 to be exact, chapter 14. This, I think it's like a 550 some page book, give or take, 540 page book. I'm, like I said, 208 pages in. I am very much indifferent on this book. I really want to enjoy it. I really do. I just, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's clicking with me. For whatever reason, there was one day I read like 100 pages of this. I think it was like Monday. I read like 100 pages and whatnot, and I was enjoying it, and then just all of a sudden, I just not so much. I'm not sure why. I was thinking maybe, the only thing I can guess is maybe I was hoping there was going to be like a little bit more action, and there's some action in here, just not what, I was wanting, as much as I should say. I will say though, I am intrigued to know who Carlos is. If you read, and I'm not spoiling anything by that. If you read the back, it's led by Carlos, the world's most dangerous assassin. I am curious to know what Jason Bourne, how he's tied to Carlos. I will say that. So I'm gonna keep on trucking with this book. I have like 3 more weeks to finish this book. And having about 300 pages, a little over 300 pages left to go. I don't think that'll be an issue. Like I said, just not enjoying it as much as I had hoped. But you know what? Again, not every book is going to be a grand slam, as they say. So, like I said, and I got my little Annie Wilkes here to watch me while I read The Bourne Identity. The other thing I've been reading is The Forgetting Moon by Mr. Brian Lee Durfee. And I will say, if you guys saw last week's weekly update, you'll know that I was like 20-some% of the way through the book. Yeah, I'm over 50% through this book. I don't know. This book is just clicking with me, guys. As you guys know, I'm not really a connoisseur of fantasy books or anything like that. Man, I've read like The Lord of the Rings. I've read a book by Mark Lawrence. I've read the first book in A Song of Ice and Fire. So I've read a little bit, but not enough to brag or anything like that. But I have seen enough of like Mike's book reviews, and I've seen enough reviews and deep dives, I guess is what you call them, or overviews of fantasy books and tropes and all that. And I will say, without trying to spoil anything, because I know there's people, that have commented on the videos that I did when I talked about reading this, they don't want any spoilers or anything like that, and I'm not going to. What I will say though, and I don't think it's spoiling anything for anybody, this book is definitely one you could see the classic tropes in it, but it reads very, very modern. What I mean by that is it's like grimdark and, classic fantasy just smashed together, and Brian has found the perfect combination of both. I am really enjoying this. There's one chapter in particular in this book that I was reading one night. I think it was like Tuesday night or Wednesday. It might have been Wednesday night for all I know. I was reading it, and by the end of the chapter, there's a character in here who I'm not going to say who. I just felt so bad for them. They are my favorite character in this book so far, and I'm not going to say who or anything like that, but I will say Brian's thrown stuff in here that I didn't think would ever be, in this, and it's awesome. This book is awesome. I'm really hoping, I want to finish this book this week, but I'm not sure if I will. Like I said, I have 3 weeks left of the month to finish this, so I don't think that'll be an issue at all to finish this. But that is what I've been reading. What am I going to read? Well, guys, as you know, I need to finish The Bourne Identity and The Forgetting Moon. But me and Kevin Toll over at Kevin Toll Book Reviews are doing a fellowship read. Yes, again, I'm stealing and coining that term from Hide and Read. But we are doing a fellowship read of Flint, Louis L'Amour's Flint. We are supposed to be dropping our video sometime next week. So what I intend to do, probably later this week, I'm hoping to be close to being done with both those books, if not however far. I need to try to have this read so that way I could be prepared to put my video out next week. So that's what up on the radar for the rest of this week, I should say, coming up. Like I said, gonna try to get as much further or far into The Forgetting Moon as I can, as well as The Bourne Identity, and try to start and finish Flint by Louis L'Amour. For those of you guys who don't know what Flint is about, essentially, from reading the back blurb, sorry guys, I can't speak today. Flint was a guy who was headed back east. He's headed east to become like a big banker or something like that. He ends up getting an uncurable cancer. He heads back west to, just kind of pass away at home. He ends up stumbling upon a range war, and he has to decide, is he going to get involved or not. For those of you guys who haven't seen the movie, The Shootist with John Wayne, I haven't seen all of it. I've seen bits and pieces. I need to buy it and watch it all. This kind of sounds a little bit like that, because in The Shootist, and it's a book too, I believe, you got a retired gunslinger who ends up getting like an uncurable cancer and whatnot and goes back home. That's kind of what this makes me think of when I read the back of that. But again, it's a Louis L'Amour book. I always enjoy these, so I have no doubt that me and Kevin both, Kevin seems to really enjoy Louis L'Amour, which makes me happy. The more people I can get to read Louis L'Amour, the better. Y'all really need to go check him out if you haven't already. But I want to start something new where I kind of mention, whenever I stumble across them, YouTube channels that I think you guys might enjoy. And there's one, let me pull up because I want to get the name correct. There's one that I believe they follow the channel from what I understand. I follow them on YouTube. They're on Spotify, I believe, Apple Music as well. And it's called Men's Adventure Fiction Podcast. If you enjoy, Louis L'Amour's, just about any like action men's adventure book, and they do kind of explain. I think they're gonna come out with a video here soon to kind of explain what they consider that. Give them a follow, go look them up. I will tag them down in the comments below. But again, Men's Adventure Fiction Podcast. Go give them a watch. They just did a ranking of their top 5 favorite books of all time. It's like a 2-part, 2 video. Great. It was like 2 hours between both videos, and it wasn't long enough. I really enjoyed listening to those guys. So again, go give them a follow as always, and go give a follow to Kevin Toll if you haven't, or if you're not following Kevin, go follow Jay over at Faceless. Go follow Hide and Read, and as always, go follow Dustin Neely. Again, guys, I do apologize I can't talk. Those guys really make this fun. I enjoy seeing their comments down below, and I enjoy commenting on their videos. But I'm sure everybody at this point that follows this channel has given them a subscribe or subscribe to their channel. But as always, guys, I do appreciate it. Thank y'all for stopping by, and y'all have a good one.